Hey guys, welcome to Outlaw Edge. So this morning, I'm making these pieces for the doors, the bottoms of the doors, the sides of the doors and all that. And what I needed was like a channel, and I was getting really frustrated because I don't have my truck here. Like my truck broke, so Heidi's got the other truck. I don't have no way to get around right now, so I'm just staying here. But out at our other shop, we have a metal brake, and it's like 4 foot, and you could just bend a piece of metal and you're done. Well, since I'm stuck here at the shop and I'm trying to work on my car, I figured that I'd go ahead and just waste the time. And I mean, I have tons of the sheet metal here to make the pieces, the channel that I'm trying to build, but I don't have any way to bend them. So I kind of come up with a different way to do it. And I figured I'd show you guys what I was doing. It can be a pain in the butt, you know, when you don't have something to bend metal with, because a lot of the times you got to put it on the side of the table and bend it over, or you know, flip it the other way and bend the metal up. Well, if you have a chunk of steel or even a piece of angle iron like this with a shape on it, if you're building some channel or something like that, it's really easy. I mean, it's a lot of you guys have seen this, so I'm just doing this as a tech tip. But I just bent this right now, and this is a real clean bend right here on this end, and I wanted like a nice clean 90 on here. I already bent it up, so but this edge right here, I wanted it real crisp and nice looking instead of rounded over. And so that's what I ended up doing is I got this chunk of steel right here. It's a 3.5 by 3.5 square, and it's solid square stock. And you don't have to have that. I mean, you could use a 2x4, you can use angle iron. And the biggest secret is right here, using a wooden hammer or even a dead blow hammer like this works really well. And then after you're done, you know, forming it, using the body hammer to knock it over and, you know, clean it up or whatever. But I'll go ahead and show you what I'm doing. And what I did is I ran my lines on here on this Dykem die. I have my lines on here so they're nice and crisp so I can see them really good. And I run this out to the edge, run it past the edge a little bit. Then I grab this piece of steel here. Make sure you don't get your fingers underneath of it. Like I said, this is a trick that a lot of guys have seen, but there are people out there that if they're doing their own projects, you know, you don't have to go and spend a bunch of money. That's the biggest thing. That's why I was showing this tip. You know, you don't have to have a bunch of special tools to do this kind of stuff. You can do it with what you have. And sometimes if this is all you got, you know, this will help. And all I'm doing right now is just trying to get this edge lined up. And then I'm gonna flip you around here. Sorry about the shaky camera. That way you can kind of see what I'm doing. That's a little bit better. And then like I said, that, you know, I'm using a wooden hammer or a dead blow hammer. And it just helps a lot because you can walk this edge right up on the angle iron or the steel or the wood, whatever you're using right here on top of this piece. And the biggest secret is just to go straight up with it towards whatever you're bending it to, and that'll give you a nice clean edge. And don't try to take too much at a time. Take a body hammer after that and clean it up. And when you strike it with a body hammer, make sure that you come up on it like this, so you're stretching that metal so it stretches it up and makes it a nice clean bend. And you know, just like that, you can see that, you know, it's a nice clean bend. And it's a true 90. Hopefully you can pick that up. And then what I'll do is I'll just keep walking this panel all the way down like this. But anyways, I know it's like I said, it's a simple tip, but a lot of guys, they don't know how to do, metal fab or whatever. And if you can do metal fab and, build the things that you want to build with junk or, pieces that you could find around your property or your shop or your house or whatever, you can build all kinds of cool stuff. And then I'm building these channels right now. This is the first one I got real frustrated with. So I found that block, measured it out, and realized it was 3.5 inch, and the channel that I'm building right now is a 3.5 inch channel. So I figured it'd be a lot easier to just do it that way. But anyways, hope that little quick tip helped. Thanks for watching. Take care. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I have the door skins laid down on the table. This is the passenger side, and that's out. And then I have the channel that I built here, and I'm taking 1, 2, 3 blocks. Well, these are actually true 1, 2, 3 blocks, and the reason they call them that is it's 1 inch this way, 2 inch this way, and 3 inch that way. And they're square to the table, and then they also have holes that you can, thread into them and use them on. They're machinist blocks, is what they are. You can bolt them to your welding table or whatever, clamp them. And these are aluminum ones right here. But what I'm doing is I'm running those up to the edge of this panel, and then that way I can tap with a hammer right here and push this back. And I thought I was bleeding. It's the red Dykem dye on my hand. Actually, that's, I try to slice my wrist. That's after working with Jay all day. That's what happens. You want to just commit Harry Carey. What's up, Jay? Anyways, so I'm tack welding them here, and then I'm gonna run a complete weld all the way around like that. And then this is thin sheet metal, and this is thicker sheet metal. And by the time I'm done, this will be really super stout when I build the doors. And then the inside panel is identical shaped, but it's gonna get cut and hollowed out so that I can get into the electric windows and all that kind of stuff. And then it'll be sheet metal screwed or riveted or something to the door when I'm finished. But you can see right here, all I do is I bump this 1, 2, 3 block up to the sheet metal, and then I clamp it down like this. And you can kind of see my jig that I got built right here. And then after I clamp it down, then pushes to it and weld it. And you can tap it around with a hammer and everything, and you don't have to worry about this moving because it's bumped up to that sheet there and clamped down to the table. And metal blocks, you can even make a jig if you wanted to and build the door in a jig, weld it down to the welding table if you had to, but film some more in a bit. So that channel that I made, this is how I'm doing the doors. And they're just mocked up right now. A bunch of spot welds, and the bottoms are welded, and then they're hollow so I can get all the electric window kits and all that good stuff in there. And then when I'm ready, I'll hammer and dolly everything before. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weld this back skin on here and then cut it out with the plasma cutter so that I can get the electric window kits and everything in, and then I'll flange the end or all the way around the edge of it so that it'll be like this with a flanged edge. And then that way I'll be able to screw the inside panel on where the interior is gonna go, and I could take it off and on if I need to. It won't be welded, but I need to build some braces inside the doors. And then this is the passenger side, and then I still need to cut the slot for the glass and build the piece like this that goes over the door. So you can see the shape right there. That's that shape flipped the other way because that's the driver's side. This is the passenger side, but this is, obviously just conduit right there. But I have all the pieces cut, and I did all the channel, and it was kind of a pain in the neck, but you do with what you got, and I don't have time to be messing around, so I had to get on it and get it done. But I'll keep you updated. So I'll quickly show you this, and then I'm gonna get the hell out of here for the night. So what I started doing is building the floor for the car, and then I'm gonna build body mounts tomorrow. And then when I'm all done, I'm gonna whack all this stuff off here and then build the car on a jig or a table. Not sure yet. Heidi just told me today she's trying to get the steel for the jig, so I'll have to build the frame jig first. But that way we can build the whole body of the car on the jig, and then do the frame and the motor and tranny and everything else separately. That way, somebody can work on the frame and somebody can work on the body. But I got all this stuff right here welded in, just finish welding that, and then like I said, tomorrow, well, I have it spot welded down though, and then I'll just take the grinder and cut it off when I'm ready after I build the body mounts and everything. That way I know everything's exactly dead on with this plumb bob and square and true, and you know, it's not all jacked up, so the car doesn't sit all crooked on the frame or something stupid. But I'm gonna call it a night and get the heck out of here. You guys have a good night. Thanks for watching.